Hi, boys and girls. This is Miss Green. Today we are working on Social Studies Module 4, Lessons 1 and 2. And today we're going to be learning all about trade. What is a trade? Have you ever traded anything before? When you trade, that means you are giving someone something in exchange for something else. So that means you give something and you get something in return. So we're going to read a book today called Money and Trade in Our World. Traders from long ago. People have been buying and selling things for thousands of years. Long ago, traders traveled many miles. Some rode on camels. Others sailed on ships. It took months to reach the markets. There, the traders would buy and sell things such as silk and spices. Silk is a smooth material used to make clothes. People use spices to add flavor to food. So let's take a look at our map here. Okay, a long time ago, if people wanted to get something that they needed or wanted, they had to trade with other countries. Remember, trade is when you give something and you get something in return. Goods and services. People from around the world still trade goods with one another. Goods are things that can be bought and sold. You can touch and hold goods. Books and food are goods. Clothes and cars are goods too. So this man is buying a new car in 1939. So that's a long time ago. But this is a good. A car is a good. The boy is buying goods in India. So look at what he's buying. Looks like he's buying spices or some type of food, doesn't it? Remember, a good is something that you can touch and hold. People also trade services. A service is work or help that is for sale. It is a job that one person does for another. This man is getting a haircut in 1970. So the barber, he is providing a service, which is cutting this man's hair. What are some other services that we've learned about? How about babysitting or dog walking? Those are services, right? Well, you can trade services. That means that people do something for someone and then someone does something for them in return. If you are sick, you go see a doctor. A doctor provides a service. Fixing a car is a service too. So is giving a haircut. This boy goes to a doctor for help. Trade today. Long ago, trade was slow. It took a long time for goods to move from one place to another. Trade happens much faster now. This airplane carries goods. So now they don't have to travel by camel or walk. Now we can take it on planes or carry it on ships. Today, ships carry containers filled with goods. They can cross the sea in a week. An airplane can make the trip in just a few hours. Trucks drive goods quickly from town to town. Things move fast. This ship carries many containers. And all of these containers have goods in them that are going to be traded somewhere else. Today, we are linked to people all around the world. Our country can produce or make goods that other countries need. The United States produces things such as food and airplanes. This airplane is being built in the United States. Did you know that's what a plane looks like while it's being built? I sure didn't know that, but that's kind of neat. Other countries produce goods that the United States needs. They produce things like oil and coffee. Countries depend on each other to get what they need. This man works at an oil plant in the Persian Gulf. These are coffee beans. These little circular things around the book are coffee beans. And many countries trade or sell coffee beans to other countries. Resources. Each country has special goods it sells to other countries. Workers use natural resources from their country to make these goods. Natural resources are found in nature. So just think, natural sounds a lot like nature. So a natural resource is something that we can find in nature. We can find it outside. For example, wind power. Wind is a natural resource. Wind turbines turn the wind's energy into power that we can use. So these little things right here that look like flower petals these are called wind turbines. And what they do is they spin and they take wind, which is a natural resource, it's found in nature, and they turn it into energy that they use for power. Natural resources include wood, stone, oil, and wind. People make goods from these resources. People in other countries can buy these goods. These men are cutting down trees to make boards in 1934. What do you think these boards might be used for that they're cutting down? Houses, construction on buildings, floors, like wood floors. Did you know that a lot of the things that are made in your house come from natural resources? For example, my coffee table is made out of wood. So who knows, these boards that were cut down, they could have been turned into furniture like a table. There are also human resources. These are people with special skills. They do the work. Teachers and doctors are human resources. These workers are human resources. They are working on the Empire State Building in 1930. Lots of workers work on the Empire State Building in New York, and that began in 1930. About 3,000 workers helped to build the Empire State Building, which is one of the largest buildings in the entire world. If you've ever seen it, it's huge. I think it has like 89 floors. It's crazy. Capital resources are goods used to make other goods. Tools are capital resources. For example, a hammer helps a worker build a house. This man uses tools to build an airplane. The ins and outs. Goods that come into one country from another country are called imports. So think, imports means that the goods are coming in, okay? And if they're coming in to the country, that means that your country is buying those goods, okay? So think about this. When you bring home a toy from the toy store, okay, you bought that good. So it's coming in to your house. Imports means the items are coming in to the country. Can you think of some imports? Look at the labels on some items in your home. Many will say where the goods were made. For example, this label says that this item was made in China. See right here? Made in China. Japan produces many cars. China produces clothing. Mexico is known for its fruit. So this woman makes cars in Japan. And some of these cars might be imported into the United States so that Americans or people that live in the United States can buy them. Remember, imports means that the item is coming into the country. All right, I'm going to pause right here. Our secret code for this lesson is trade. Trade. Send that secret code to your teacher in Seesaw so you can earn a point towards a free assignment. Exports are goods that one country sends to another country to sell. What a country exports depends on its natural resources. So when you see the word exports, think exits, okay? If you exit somewhere, that means you're going out, okay? So if you export goods, that means you are selling goods to another country. So those goods are leaving your country. In Canada, people use these bins to collect maple syrup from maple trees. Many maple trees grow in Canada, so Canada exports the most maple syrup in the world. The weather in Brazil is good for coffee plants, so Brazil exports the most coffee. This man is drying coffee beans in Brazil. Look at all that coffee. So countries trade based on the goods that they have, okay? So Canada might trade maple syrup, which they have a lot of, okay, for something that they don't have a lot of, like coffee, for example, okay? You sell things that you have a lot of, or you trade things that you have a lot of for something that you do not have a lot of. Money matters. People buy things with currency or money. Many countries have their own currency. In the United States, you pay for goods with dollars. These boys buy pencils using dollars. In Mexico, you buy things with pesos. In Japan, you pay in yen. There are more than 140 currencies in the world. This girl is holding pesos in her hand. Making choices. When you buy something, you make a choice. This choice you make affects people around the world. This is because we are all linked together through trades, wants and needs. Sometimes you buy something you want, such as a book. Other times you buy something you need, such as food. This boy buys a wagon he wants in 1937. If you buy a game made in Japan, you help the people who made the game. They get some of the money you paid for the game. The boy plays a video game made in Japan. So that means the people that made this video game in Japan, they got some of the money that this boy spent when he bought that game. You are part of trade. You buy things or your family buys things for you. You use money. You use goods made in other countries. This girl is shopping for clothes that are made in other countries. What you and your family buy makes a difference around the world. Your choices matter. This boy uses money to buy a toy he wants. And this toy could have been made in the United States or it could have been made in another country. Count it. Many goods in your home or school were made in other countries. These might be clothes, toys, and food. Look at the labels on the things you find. Where did they come from? Count the number of countries you find. This olive oil is made in Greece. That's another country. This computer is made in China. Those Chromebooks that we're waiting on, they came all the way from China. Did you know that? This shirt is made in India. This bowl is made in Japan. All right, that is the end of our book. Remember, we were talking about trade, which is when you give something and you get something in return, okay? And when we trade, imports, remember, imports are goods that are coming into the country, okay? So, for example, if we buy computers from China, those are imports. Those computers are imports because they're coming into our country. And exports are goods that are sent out of a country to be sold. So remember, we talked about how Brazil makes a lot of coffee. So Brazil exports coffee to other countries to sell. All right, good luck going through your learning module, and we will see you next time. Bye.